Are you learning DevOps or attending interviews? Let me be very clear. If you don't have strong knowledge of CICD, you will struggle in DevOps interviews. In this video, I'm going to explain very clearly about CICD from scratch. Welcome to my channel, SR Tech Official. My name is Pinchal Prasad, DevOps and Cloud Trainer with 22 years of IT experience. Let us start today's topic. Before starting today's topic, please subscribe my channel to get more technical videos. Also, you can get free cloud courses like AWS, Azure, and others. Let us start today's topic, CICD. CICD stands for Continuous Integration and Continuous Deployment or Delivery. Yeah, first we will understand what is integration and what is deployment or delivery. Then we can understand easily what is continuous integration and continuous deployment. Fine. So guys, as I promised you, I will explain this CICD process from scratch. Please watch this video till the end. Fine. Here, first, as soon as we get the confirmation from the client, we will start writing the code. Just let us take one example. For example, we are working for one IT company called SR Tech. SR Tech is our IT company where we are working. And let's just assume that. Now, Flipkart is a client. That means Flipkart, you know what is Flipkart? Flipkart is an online shopping website. If they want to start their online shopping business, what they need? They need one attractive website. So those are the requirements and mobile app. So with some features like login and this one search option and for payment gateway option, cart option, like this. So I'm not going to that part. So just I will give a small brief. So if this is the Flipkart application, that website, here one login option will be there, search option will be there. If you want to search for any products like a mobile phone or something, washing machine, you can just search by using the search option. And once you select any product, you can just add that product into the cart. This is the cart option. This is payment gateway. Once you decide to buy that product, you can just make the payment. So this is cart. This is payment gateway. Like this, there are a lot of features, a lot of options in this Flipkart. If this is search, this is login. Usually, it will not ask for ask to give this to login without credentials for normal users. Yeah, fine. Now, if you type flipkart.com, you will get this website. Yeah, fine. So this is their requirements. If you want to develop this application, what we need to do once we get the confirmation for this project from Flipkart, from client, our development team start writing the code. So that is for our first technical stage in our project. Let me just draw the diagram and explain. So this is our development team. Just assume that. And once they write the code, they will push that code into Git repositories. They need to push. Once they push the code into Git repositories, then only DevOps team can take that code and we can just build it. Yeah, here test environment. This is production environment. Fine. I'm just explaining the flow. Let me just draw this diagram first, then I will explain. It will be easy. I have slides also, but this is the best way. This is Git repository. Sorry. This is the Git repository. Sorry. Yeah. Now, this is development team. So what dev team will do? Dev team will write the code. Once they write the Java code, just assume that we are developing this, we are just developing this application in Java. Fine. Java developers will write the code, and once they write the code, they will just keep that code in this src folder. Then they will write pom.xml file. Pom.xml, why pom.xml file? They will give this build process instructions. They will give instructions to build a tool. So what tool we are going to use? Usually we will use Maven tool for Java applications. Maven is a very popular build tool, especially for Java applications. Fine. Once they write the code, they will just push this code along with pom.xml into Git repositories. Here, Git repository name, just let me give a flipkart.git. Every repository, Git repository will have extension .git. Fine. Here, this is something like DevOps engineer. DevOps engineer will be here. Just assume that. What DevOps engineer will do, as soon as developer pushes code into Git repository, DevOps engineer will clone it and build it. To clone means download. To clone this Git repository, we need to install Git. Without Git installation, we can't communicate with this Git repository. Fine. And now again, Maven also we need. Because we need to build this code by using Maven. Fine. Once we install, then we'll clone it. src and pom.xml. Fine. Then once you build, what is the output of the build process? You will get the build. The build will be generated. The build name is, just assume that flipkart.var. Var means web archive. Guys, if you don't have an idea about all these environments and tools and this process, please watch my video, DevOps demo video, DevOps demo practical video. I've given the link in this description. Please watch it. You will understand clearly. Fine. Now, once you generate the build, what we need to do, we need to take this build and we should install, we should deploy in this test environment because we need to test it. Next stage is testing stage. Testing team will test this build. For that, as a DevOps engineer, we need to take a server and we should install prerequisites first. Prerequisites means what are the tools or softwares we need to run this application. OS means operating system. Obviously, we need operating system for any server. And JDK. JDK means Java Development Kit or Java. Since it is a Java application, we should install Java here. Fine. Now again, Tomcat server. Because Tomcat server is a web application server. We can download this Tomcat server from the internet. Fine. This is very easy, guys. Yeah, once we download this Tomcat server, because we need to our users need to should be able to access this application. So that is the reason we should keep this build or application inside this Tomcat. We should deploy inside this Tomcat. Fine. Now, once you deploy inside the Tomcat server, we should, here, record.var. Once you deploy, .var means it's a build or it's application. Now we can start Tomcat server. Once you start Tomcat server, automatically your application will start running. Flipkart application will start running. Then what testing team will do? Testing team will start testing this application. Fine. Here, first, initially they will get a lot of bugs. Then they will just fix one by one and they will be testing this application. They'll keep on test this application by running the test cases until they reach 0 bugs. Once they reach 0 bugs, they will confirm that the build is stable. Once we get the confirmation from the testing team that the build is stable, what we need to do? We need to take that build and we should deploy in the production environment. To deploy in the production environment, also we can follow the same steps. This is the prod environment. Fine. Production environment. Yes. For production environment, also we need to follow the same steps because same application. Prerequisites also same operating system and the versions also matter. Is whatever version you use here, better we'll use same version. Otherwise, sometimes we'll get incompatible issues with versions. Yeah, and again, Tomcat. Inside this Tomcat, we should deploy this var file or application. This is actual application. Once you deploy, we'll start Tomcat server. Once you start Tomcat server, automatically your application will start running. Fine. Now, what we can do, we can just start monitoring this. Our operations teams will start monitoring this. Once we deploy in a production environment, our application will be live. Our users will start using this application. So that is the reason always we should monitor this application for 24/7. So who will do that? Operations teams. Operations teams will be monitoring this application for 24/7. This is a monitoring stage. This is the So here operations teams will be monitoring for 24/7. Fine. Now here, this is the flow actually. I will just repeat once again. As soon as we get the confirmation from the client, our development team start writing the code. So once they write the code, they will not keep that code in their laptops. They will just push that code into Git repositories. which is GitHub. Then from there, DevOps team will clone that repository to get the code. Once they get the code, they will build that code. To build the code, developer will developer will give instructions to Maven, because we are going to use Maven tool. Since we don't have programming knowledge as a DevOps engineer, so we don't have Java skills or programming skills. So that is the reason developers should give instructions to Maven how to build and what to do. Fine. Once we build the code, we will get this build, Java build, flipkart.war file. War means web file. So what is the next stage? Next stage is testing stage. First stage is cloning, then building, then testing. For this, we need to take a server or servers, then we should install these prerequisites, then we should deploy in this environment. Prerequisites means, see here, OS means operating system. We should have operating system in any server. Then JDK. Since it's a Java application, we should install JDK. JDK means Java Development Kit or Java. Fine, Tomcat. This is application server. Once you deploy in the environment, so users should be able to access your application. For that, we should use Tomcat server, web application server. Fine. Inside this Tomcat server, there is a folder like a web apps. That is the deployment path, default deployment path. So where we can deploy our applications. Once we deploy our applications, we can just start Tomcat server. Once you start Tomcat server, your application will start running automatically. Fine. Till this step, from cloning and building till this deploying the test environment step is called integration. See here, cloning, from cloning and building and deploying in a test environment is called integration. From cloning to deploying test environment is called integration. Just remember this. Fine. Then testing team will start test that application by running the test cases. Initially, they will get a lot of bugs and they will fix one by one until they reach 0 bugs. They will be testing that application. So once they reach 0 bugs, they will just confirm that the build is stable. There is no bugs in the build. Once we get the confirmation from the testing team, as a DevOps engineer, we will take that build and we will just deploy in the production environment. Fine. So from taking from this test environment and deploying the production environment is called deployment or delivery. From test environment to prod environment is called deployment or delivery. Then what is the difference between what is deployment or what is delivery? Deployment or delivery. I will just explain. There's a slight difference between deployment and delivery. You can get in an interview also this question. Fine. See, once we get the confirmation from testing team, we can just deploy automatically without any manual intervention. That is called deployment. If you want to wait for your confirmation manually, so that is called delivery. I will explain this again, don't worry. Yeah, fine. So this is the end-to-end process. Now, we can make this integration and deployment or delivery continuously. So that is called continuous integration. What is that continuous integration and continuous deployment? We will see now. Fine. Here, let us assume that, first I will explain with this use case. Let us assume that 100 developers are working in our project, Flipkart project, 100 developers. Out of 100 developers, somebody will be working from USA, somebody will be working from Canada, Australia, Germany. So people will be working from different time zones across the globe. Somebody will be working from India, so like this. Fine. Now, let us assume that the guy who is working from USA, if USA means that is opposite shifts. If he pushed his code to Git repository midnight around 1 a.m. IST. IST means Indian Standard Time. Then what will happen? Our DevOps team, just assume that our DevOps team will work in India general shift. This code should wait in this Git repository without taking any action until this DevOps team log in tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning around 10 or 10 or 9:30 a.m. we'll just log in. As soon as we log into Office Network, first we'll check the mails and we'll just check the Jira tickets. Then we'll attend the meetings. So then we will clone this repository. Till that time, so approximately around 11:30, just assume that. Approximately around 11:30, we'll just clone this. From midnight 1 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., it should wait in this Git repositories without taking any action. There is a delay already. Note this. Fine. Once you clone it, if everything goes fine, okay, we'll just take that build and we'll deploy and test environment for testing. If something goes wrong in this build process, if you get any error in compilation process or build process, what we need to do? We need to send that error to concerned developer. Because as a DevOps engineer, we don't have Java skills. It's not our job to troubleshoot and fix that development bugs. Fine. Now, this developer will log in again tomorrow night India time. Fine. Once he log in, he will just work on it. He will fix the bug and he will push it code. Then again, it should wait until next day morning, 11:30. So this is not the way to implement this. This is not the way to implement this automation. We cannot automate this in this way. This is completely manual process. Fine. To avoid such kind of the DevOps advantages or main advantages are we can automate all the stages and we can just deliver this software for IT product at earliest. And for smooth deployments, to maintain zero downtime, we will use DevOps culture. But where is that speed? If you go in this way, you cannot speed up the process. So that is the reason what we can do, instead of doing manual process, we can just integrate this. For that, we can use some CICD tool. That is, it can be Jenkins, it can be TeamCity, it can be GitHub Actions. So the different tools are available in market. But compared with all other tools, Jenkins is a powerful tool. If you are working in Azure, you can just use Azure pipelines also. Yeah, here Jenkins. Jenkins is a powerful CI/CD tool. With help of Jenkins, what we can do in place of DevOps engineers, that means instead of manual method, we can just install this Jenkins in this server. This will become Jenkins server. Then we can ask Jenkins, hey Jenkins, whenever there is a new code comes into this Git repository, you just go and clone it and give it to Maven. Maven will build that code. Once you get this build, you just go and deploy in the test environment server. Then once you get the confirmation from the testing team, you just deploy in a production environment. So that means Jenkins will go and clone at any time. So there are two ways again. One is build periodically. That means you can ask Jenkins, hey Jenkins, you just go and clone for every 2 minutes or every 5 minutes. So certain time periods will give. So, but usually we will not go with this because if there is no new code, no need of cloning that. No need to clone. Fine. So that is the reason we can just ask Jenkins, whenever there is a new code comes into this Git repository, just go and clone it. So for that, we can use either PolSCM or webhook method. Webhook method. See here, as soon as developer push his code into Git repository, Jenkins will go and clone it and it will build and it will deploy and test it. And for this, we need to integrate Git with Jenkins and Maven with Jenkins and this test environment server with Jenkins. Also, we can integrate this production environment with Jenkins. Usually, we will use Kubernetes kind of tools in production environment. We will integrate Kubernetes with Jenkins. Also, Jenkins is very good. It's very easy to integrate with other DevOps tools. That's also one of the reasons Jenkins is a very powerful tool and it's a very popular tool. Fine. Now, in PolSCM, what is the difference between PolSCM and webhook? In PolSCM method, whenever there is a new code comes to this Git repository, Jenkins has to go and clone. If you go with webhook method, whenever there is a new code comes to this Git repository, Git will go and give it to Jenkins. So there is a difference between PolSCM and webhook methods. Also here, you can just see this method in my demo sessions. Here, usually we'll go with the webhook method. Webhook is a better if you ask me, because If you go with Polesium, Jenkins has to go and clone. First of all, Jenkins server is very busy always with other tasks like a backup and other tasks. Webhook means Git will come and give. Fine. Now, since it will be happening continuously, we can call it as a continuous integration and continuous deployment. Once again, I'll just repeat. Yeah, from cloning, we'll just clone and build and deploy and test environment. That is called integration part. Once we get the confirmation from the testing team that the build is stable, we'll just take that build and we'll deploy in the production environment. That is called deployment or delivery. Since it will be happening continuously without manual intervention, that is called continuous integration and continuous deployment. So what is the difference between deployment or delivery? Once we get the confirmation from the testing team, if Jenkins go and deploy directly without manual intervention, that is called deployment. Even though you got a confirmation from the testing team, if you want Jenkins to wait for your confirmation is yes or no. So sometimes you may need to wait for client approval or something. You may need to check this infrastructure in production environment. That time you can just go with the delivery. So there is a slight difference between deployment and delivery. If there is no manual intervention, that is deployment. If manual intervention required, that is delivery. That's it. Yeah, guys, I hope you understood this CI/CD process. If you want to know about this flow, DevOps flow, you just watch my DevOps demo videos. You will understand better. Thank you so much, guys, and also please subscribe my channel to get more technical videos. Also, you can get free cloud courses. Also, one more thing, please like and share these videos so that it will reach a lot of people and it will help a lot of learners who wants to learn this cloud courses with you.